Okay, so I'm going to do a little tutorial of Let the Good Times Roll about how to play it on the piano. It's not quite as simple as me just like naming the chords, because there's some little moves in there that aren't quite as obvious to be able to write down as just like chord shapes. So I'm going to just teach you a few of the little bits individually and then give you the overarching kind of structure of the song, and hopefully that helps. And forgive me for any chord names that I get wrong. My music theory is good, but I still make mistakes in this kind of thing. So the first thing you probably want to learn to do is to be able to play a D major scale, but to be able to harmonize it as you go, because a lot of the little moves, the little technical moves that I do in this song are just me moving around the scale. So I'll demonstrate. So for chord 1, D major, if you can walk up, so like 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, and actually harmonize as you go. So I'm doing like a D major, that's like an E minus 7, D of F sharp, G major, and then you could just go A major, B minor, A of a C sharp, or first inversion A major to D. If you can do those kind of things, where you can move through the scale, then a lot of the moves, like in the verse, that is just me kind of harmonizing within the scale, but just harmonizing around a melody in the piano line. So yeah, I would start by trying to learn to do that if I was going to be playing this from scratch. Yeah, so from the top, the first section, the intro, where I'm going like over the top of it, what I'm actually doing is I'm just rocking the middle notes of the chords between each other. So it starts on D major, and then I move the A and the F sharp up to B and G, like this. And then again, up to C sharp and A, and then that gives you this nice little clash here between the D and the C sharp. And then back down again. So there's a pedal note of D just going all the way through these. So, and then I'm just moving my fingers like that just to give it a bit of movement. So that's the intro, really simple. And then it goes into the first verse. So the first verse, D major, who am I? And then I'm doing like an E minor 7 with the D in there. Still kind of with the octaves in the right hand. So, who am I? E minor 7 to G major. My life is as big a mess as yours. And then this little scale rock thing that I was saying about. Half the time, same again. Make up all of this, E minor 7. And then walking up, and that's walking through the D, E minor 7, D over F sharp, first inversion D major, and then into the pre-chorus, which is G major, A, add the 4, A major, add the 4. So, savor every alleyway, so you get the little clash. Cigarette, up to B minor, the 6. With your father, don't turn. And then I fall onto an E minor. Don't turn down one single kiss on the 4. That's the A major with the 4 again. Forehead. And then D. And then what I actually do is I flip the octave here and change the inversion in my right hand. So I do like A, D, F sharp, and then go. And then I walk down the scale. With your motherhood, down to the B minor. Share E major, E minor again. Every less, and then this is where it starts to get more interesting. F sharp major, melody, and then you do like a little chromatic walk now from the B minor. Good food's better. So move to the B flat there, but keeping everything the same. So good food's better with company. So that's just moving the root note each time. So the B, and then down, fall onto the E minor again, and I kind of roll it from the top. So let the good times roll. And then back to 1, D major, so don't cry over me. And then I kind of do like a G with the 9, or the 2, whichever you want to call it. So with an A in there, so like, so don't cry over me. And then I do a bit of, so walk down through the D major first inversion again, over the F sharp. Save your tears, E with the 4 in again, E minor. Tears for good art and sad movies. give love away like it's free. And then again I kind of embellish it. And let your heart get torn apart. A, but with the 4, with the little clash. By the beauty. And then again a little walk. And then the same kind of descending chromatic from the B minor. Make it with B flat there. A, so then that's actually like a second inversion D major, because it's over the A, so like D over A. And then that's like a kind of diminished chord there now on the G sharp. And then this is the most interesting chord, it's my favourite chord in the whole thing. Did it by accident the first time and I was like, whoa, okay. This is where it lands on what I guess is technically a second inversion C major. And I do that with both hands, so it's G at the bottom, C, E, G, C, E. So when it kicks, so then you get that real kick because that chord's not in the key. So that's why I put that chord there, so it could be like, so when it kicks, man, it doesn't half sting, and then straight back to the minor to give it that like sadness, and then walk up. So make a real big deal out of all, landing on the A with the suspension to give the tension. All the little things. And there's a lot of that movement, that kind of gospel-y between the 1 and the 4, between that D and G, which kind of makes up a lot of the DNA of this song. So yeah, that's the main parts. The only bit that's different than that, I mean, I embellish the second verse quite a lot. With the strings and stuff, it does make it slightly different chords. You know, if I was to write them down, but the piano is the same. Like the root of the piano is the same. But the only bit that's different is right at the end when in the second chorus where it does a "Don't sprint through your life, walk by the and through the dancing light." And this time when it goes, "'Cause when it kicks, man, it doesn't half sting. So make a real big deal." And it's this bit, "out of all the little things." So I walk up through that chromatically, A, rise the A to the B flat there, "all the little things," and then down, "make a real big deal." Same ending again, "out of all the little things." Hope that's helpful. I feel like I waffled for like 2 minutes, but hopefully that's useful in some way.